Okay, a small change has been made. You'll see that these chapter P modules, I've added a new module, homework P, and this is all the homeworks on for section for chapter P, all written down for you to read. You don't, in short, need the evidently not so well available textbook. So this is or should be the same as the textbook, the homework assigned from edition 6, even though edition 7 appears to be the only one that's available. And as the semester goes on, I'll be adding adding modules for homeworks for the later chapters. So you can rely on these without necessarily requiring Xeroxing from the 6th edition. You can use 7th edition if you wish, order that, or I understand there's a quote free unquote online version. All those are good reference texts. So and now they won't be, you won't need them for homework quizzes and final. It means I'll have to do a little bit more work, but that's how it has to be. Let's proceed. Okay, and as ever, this homework will be due on the 2nd or 3rd class after we finish chapter P, the preparatory chapter. Okay, moving along. Oh, I forgot. Okay, second. Okay. All right, for today, we move on. Sections P1 and P2. P1 talks about models of algebra. Okay, well, all right, here we go. Basically, it's just an equation about real-world quantities. I add we hope. In other words, we hope that the equation is in fact an accurate one. We give names to various quantities, and then we write an equation relating those variables, and that's a model. For example, if L is the number of sheep legs and S is the number of sheep, then L, the number of legs, is 4 times the number of sheep. L equals 4S. I almost said S equals 4L. You really have to watch out about which is 4 times which. There are 100, okay, for example, there are 100 years in a century. All right, so let Y be years and C be centuries. What's the equation? Y equals 100C or C equals 100Y. Each century is 100 years. So which is the equation? Anyone?
C equals 100Y.
Well, I don't know. So 1 year is 100 centuries?
Whoops.
Yeah, right, exactly. You have to, and it happens so often. It's because the grammar of English and the grammar of math or algebra are somewhat different, so you get that reversal. Yeah, and yeah, so let P be the value in pennies and D the value in dollars. So a dollar is 100 pennies. So is D equals 100 P? No, opposite grammar. Now P equals 100 D. So you have to watch out for that. My advice is to do a simple case. So 1 century is 100 years. So you have to have Y equals 100 times C. So there's this. Do watch out. So if they have 12 sheep, how many legs? 4 times 12 is 48 legs. Let's say we have X is a sales price and T is a sales tax. So T is 0.06X. All right. So $120 sales means what tax? Well, 0.06% of 120 is $7.20. So $7.20 tax. Or here we have a cylinder, a cylindrical can with height h and radius r and volume v. And v, the volume is pi r squared h. That's the model. So when the radius of 2 inches and height of 7 inches, what's the volume of the can? Well, you plug it into these into this model. V equals pi times 2 inches squared times 7 inches squared, which comes out to 28 pi cubic inches. This is the exact value. And this, accurate to 3 decimal places, is 87.964 cubic inches. And as I mentioned before, I kind of prefer exact values to some extent. But if you want to do approximate values, you have to have at least, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. That's good. So something like that, 5 significant figures, 3 or 4 decimal places, those will do. Let's say here we have like W is a number of weeks and N is a number of days. Find a formula for N. So N is 7 times W. even though a week is 7 days, you don't have W equals 7N, it's N equals 7W. Again, a reversal of grammar that happens between math and English. And equivalently, we could say W equals N divided by 7. The number of weeks is the number of days divided by 7. A pizza parlor charges $12 for a pizza plus $1 per topping. Let's C be the cost, N is the number of toppings. What's the equation? Well, C equals 12 plus 1N. So for example, if there's 3 toppings, what's the cost? Well, C equals 12 plus 1 times 3 comes out to $15. Let's say the cost is $16. How many toppings? Well, then we plug in 12 here, sorry, 16 here. So you 16 equals 12 plus N. 12 plus N equals 16. And then we do what's normal in algebra, which is we'll subtract 12 from both sides. That'll cancel this 12 here. And we get N equals 16 minus 12, which is N equals 4. 4 toppings. So there's that for that. Okay, that's fairly typical. Let's stop recording.